It's unknown for your safety. Looks like maybe it's like a den for like a group of activists or something because they're saying join or die. So maybe
I keep meaning to take that down. But
You get yourself into, Jason.
I'm thinking like V for Vendetta.
Right.
You're V in it right now. So yeah, we're here. We're here for you, rifters around the world. We are essential. So we're here. So we're gonna have a good show in store for you. We're gonna talk about the craziness around the world, all the things kind of getting shut down or stopped. So we'll jump around between all your nerdy things of movies, television, comic books, Pokemon, and then after that first hour of, we'll shoot the shit. We'll talk about the craziness. We'll talk about, what's going on, what's in for the future for us, if we're going to get some money from the government or not. And then we'll take a short break, and then we'll be back to talk wrestling. So that's the plan for the show. We promised if you listen to us on Thursday that we'd have a big wrestling show. We're still going to have a full hour of wrestling, but I figured there was just so many things to talk about, crazy, like, worldwide, that we would do that first. So it's been a while. We didn't do a show the week before, so it's episode 196? It's, 6, right? 6?
I think 6, yeah.
6 or 6? It's 6. It's got to be 6.
It's 6.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll
Episode
say
196. I'm your host, John. Across from me in the other dimension is Jason. To the left of me is Dimitri, who's looking very Gronkish today.
Way over to the left. Social distancing and all.
Yeah, Dimitri
That's
didn't
right,
want to be near
yeah.
me, so... And they both don't
At
want to
least
be
6
near
feet
me,
over to the
so...
left.
Yeah, they both don't want to be near me. I'm essential, but I'm not essential to them.
That's very depressing.
I mean, I'm not gonna deny that, but yeah.
That hurts a little bit. You guys are essential to me. I'll go anywhere you want. You name it, I'll be there.
Anywhere?
Yeah,
Well,
careful
you know what I
wish
mean?
for.
Like, if you guys are there, too, like, I'm not going to go, like, to, like, Timbuktu, and you guys are like, I sent you there for no reason. Eat it. That is what it is. So,
fair.
yeah. So, we're going to start by talking about something we did this week. We're going to do a quick what we consumed. I mean, it's slim pickings, ladies and gents. There's not much to do unless you're breaking the law or you're being a scumbag and, like, going to the beach or something. So, yeah, it's slim pickings to do stuff. So, what did you guys do? Dimitri, did you do anything?
Well, I'm still watching Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, okay.
I'm on episode 62 or something like that.
Oh.
Like, they're still trying to fight Black. They just came back for the second time. I mean, the show is good. It's Dragon Ball, so of course it's good. But, like, as a kid, I feel like it was better. So, but that could also be like, you're childish. You don't know what's going on. You don't know anything about, like I said before, anything about scripts or pacing or anything like that. So.
See, I think it's way... okay. I want to say way better.
Plus, the characters are just, like... I don't know if they're stupider or, like, I can tell that, like, their characters are more exaggerated. Like, you were right. Vegeta's kind of a bitch. Trunks is actually really cool. Goku's so much stupider than he ever was.
He's pretty stupid.
They made him so dumb.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, exactly.
He's never been a smart one.
No, he's not. But, like, they made him so idiotic that it's like it's not even fun watching it. But the show itself is good. I mean, it's Dragon Ball, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah. That's been hesitation about getting into Super is, like, I'm worried that I have all these great memories of Dragon Ball Z, and I'm worried that Super is not going to be as good, and it's going to, like, taint it a little
honestly,
bit.
I was worried about that too. I wouldn't worry about that. It does hold up. It's not as amazing as you think it's going to be, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
See, I think the fight between them and Black is it's some of the best fighting they've had. And when you get to the Tournament of Power, it's a whole new level of Dragon Ball-ness. Like, you see fighting from all different scenarios where it's not just one singular fight where you're just kind of like watching it. You're watching a whole battlefield of like hundreds of people fighting at the same time. So it's like mass chaos, and they do a really good job handling the chaos and showing you the different kinds of fights in the tournament. So I think like it's a whole different scenario, and it's not that same Dragon Ball Z like structure that you normally have, where it's okay, this guy's here, he's strong. Fight, get my ass beat. Some kind of power up. Still not strong enough because they have a form that we weren't ready for yet. Power up again, reach a new form, and then beat them.
I will say that there's more of a plot to it.
There's there's never a fight like that for the most part. Where in Dragon Ball Z is basically the same kind of scenario every single time. There's some kind of crazy power up. Granted, there is times where they do get a power up and they do, but it's not like that. Like with Cell or with Boo, it's not like that at all. So I think that it's really cool. And I would urge everybody to watch Dragon Ball Super.
Mm-hmm.
So how about you, Jason? What did you do?
I've been playing Doom Eternal. It came out last week. I think last Thursday it came out. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's been out for almost a week now. So I don't know. Neither of you played Doom 2016, right?
No, I haven't played Doom since it was on like 2 digital,
Yeah.
Was it ever on
graphics.
N64? It wasn't on N64, was it?
Couldn't tell you.
I think it was. I think it was mostly just PC.
Yeah. Okay.
So Doom Eternal is really good. Comparing it to Doom 2016, what I would say is they essentially took Doom 2016 and injected this with steroids, and you got Doom Eternal. It's faster. It's definitely more difficult as well. That's been the thing that's been standing out. What did you just do?
Nothing.
Stop breaking stuff.
Good job.
Am I here? I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
I'm
good.
live.
You're good.
Yeah,
You're good.
yeah.
Okay.
Can't say the same for the microphone, but yeah, that's fine.
It just popped out. I didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah. So the biggest difference to me is that Doom Eternal is like way more intense than Doom 2016. It's Doom 2016 was like, okay, you get dropped into a level and there's a ton of enemies and you can just rip your way through them because you've got these massively powerful weapons with all these upgrades and all this stuff, and it's like it was fun, but it did have a feeling of being a little too easy at times. Doom Eternal has fixed that problem. It's not easy at all. You get dropped into an area and you're running for your life because if you stand still for like half a second, you're gonna get swarmed by enemies and you're not gonna be able to move, and they're just gonna keep pelting you and hurting you, and it's pretty rough. They've also added some like platforming stuff to it, which a lot of people are iffy about. I personally like it. I like that there's like, skilled double jumps you have to make, and like there's these like bars that stick out that you can jump onto and swing from, and stuff like that. There's new mechanics they've added, like an air dash, which comes in big time handy in some of those enemy fountains. Like the air dash is awesome because you can jump across like these huge distances that in old Doom games you couldn't do before.
So it sounds a
So
bit
they
more
definitely spruced it
methodical.
up.
It sounds a bit more methodical and like strategy than the older Doom games.
Yeah, and it's I like it because it feels like this is gonna take more of my time, which is good. Because like Doom 2016, I feel like I finished that in like 2 days. And then
Sounds
it
like
was
you
just
want to
over.
throw it out the window. That's the vibe I'm
like,
getting.
You wouldn't, so you don't. This doesn't sound good to you.
No. It sounds like you're already frustrated with it, and you're thinking of already tossing it out the window. Like
Oh
you're
no.
like you're like
No.
F this.
No,
Like this
it's-
is too hard.
No, it's definitely more difficult, but not like I want to throw it out the window difficult. It's
Okay.
just more like, okay, I'm gonna have to accept the fact that every level I think there's 13 chapters or levels, whatever you want to call them, And each one's going to take about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, I would say. And that's if you want to find all the secrets, all the collectibles, which I do, because anyone who has been listening to this show knows me and my completionist kind of weird, have to fill out the map
weirdo
obsession that I have. So it's not frustrating to the point where I want to throw it out the window. It's just more like, oof, okay, I'm on normal difficulty and I'm dying a lot. So definitely going to have to make some adjustments and just really take my time with it. But I think the end reward is going to be worth it. So far, I would say Doom Eternal, really good.
Wonderful. So as for myself, yes, I did shave, Mike. Thank you for noticing. I didn't want to shave. It was more of like me messing up. So I guess that's something I did, messed up my face. So I just look very large and in charge. I don't like it. I want to have my beard back. We'll see what happens. I've messed up twice now. Thank you, Frank. I need to bring back the bearded John. It'll come back eventually, but I had like a little bit of like beard going, and then I try to like line it up too early, and I just messed it up. So
I don't think Jason has that problem right now.
no, he's looking good. He's looking.
No, this is my quarantine beard. Yeah.
He's looking yummy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's right. Yummy.
you're looking yummy.
That's weird.
Dimitri.
Man, yummy, Gohan.
Dimitri, just because you're not Mike? Oh, there we are.
What'd you do?
Oh.
There you are.
Oh boy.
All right. I don't know what's happening. I didn't even touch it that time. So, what am I using my psychic powers? Like,
One of those days, I guess.
Yeah.
so for me, what did I do? Besides mess up my beard and hate it, I got a haircut, as you see. It looks really nice. Shout out to my barber, Chris. Chris, if you're watching, which you're probably not, thank you. It sucks for all the barbers and crap out there who can't, cut people's hair and do the things they need to do. So I've been like, anytime I've been going out, like to get food, like pick up or anything, I've been giving people like hefty tips. And it's like, can I afford the hefty tips? No, probably not. But am I going to do it? Yeah, probably. Like, I gave my barber like a $20 tip and the haircut was $25.
Wow.
So it is what it is. Like, he needs it more than me at this point because I'm essential. So I'm still working. So basically my life is kind of normal as it would be. I'm waking up the same time. I'm going to work the same time. The only thing that's different is the traffic, and we'll get back to there in a second. So something that I did do this week was I finally watched the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover.
Oh, the CW
Yes.
one? With
Yeah.
Okay. I gave up on that a long time ago.
It was good, but it wasn't great.
Isn't that like a year old at this point?
No, it happened in January.
In January?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it'd been a long
No, it happened like mid-December, then they took a break and like the final episodes were like mid-January.
Oh, okay.
So I was just a little behind cuz I just didn't watch it. But it was good. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be. I felt they took it more of to take the name of Crisis on Infinite Earths, but it wasn't really truly. It was like a bastardized version of it, if that makes sense. And it was like the last time you get to see Oliver Queen because Arrow did end. And spoiler alert, I mean, I'm sure you guys all figured it out. He dies. And it's just, I don't know. It just wasn't, it was just a little weak. I don't know. I didn't hate it. I liked it. It was good. Like, there were so many cameos and stuff. Like Mitch mentioned, he got the dude from Robert Wall from Batman, like the Michael Keaton one on there and stuff like that. And there's cameos from like so many different shows and movies. Like you have like the Batman from Smallville. He's on there. Thomas Welling, Robert Welling. What is his name? I don't know his name. He was the Superman of Smallville. He's on there. You have the guy who plays Ray Palmer was also Superman in one of the movies back in the day, so he plays Superman as well from a different Earth. So it's really cool, like, that aspect. You get to see stuff from, like, the Teen Titans, like, that show. You see a little thing from Swamp Thing. So you see, like, anything from, like, a DC stuff. They actually have the Flash from the movies come in, and he walks in, you know.
Oh, the one with the weird name? What's his name?
I don't know. The perks of being a wallflower guy.
Yeah, but he has like a weird name.
I can't.
Azra
Ezra Miller, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he kind of, like, runs in and struts his stuff. And he's there for a couple minutes. So it's really cool, like, cameo-wise and stuff like that. But I just thought, like, the way to, like, end Oliver Queen, who kind of, like, started everything, was, like, the catalyst for all the shows, I felt it was, like, slightly a little weak, his death. But overall, I thought the crossover was good. But I usually think the crossovers are, like, whoa, like, they're kind of, like, blowing me out the water. Now, granted, it does end... and it gives you, like, things are never the same again, kind of. So I'm not going to ruin it for you if you still want to see it, but by the end of the crossover, they've changed the landscape of all the other, like, all the remaining shows a great deal. So that's kind of cool. My nephew. What's up? What's up, Anthony? How you doing? Shaved uncle. Yeah, that's not good. Not a good sign. Large uncle. Sad. So I figured the rest of this hour will be us kind of talking about what's going on in the world. I know other media's been going crazy, going ham with all the stuff like, you know, don't go outside, you know, give up your firstborn, like all that stuff. But we're not going to do that. We're going to kind of go into all the nerdy stuff and talk about, you know, what's kind of halted, what's kind of been messed around with, and, you know, maybe what we can do about it. And then we're going to kind of get into the movie field of things towards the end of the hour. And we have, like, a really cool, like, theory discussion about movies. So that will kind of be towards the end of the 7 o'clock hour. And then we'll take a short break, and then, like I said, we will do a hour of wrestling for the most part. So the wrestling's probably been affected the most from the Rona, as I like to call it. And, yeah, they've been affected big time from the Rona. So they'll get their own hour. But we'll be talking about Pokemon Go. We'll be talking about comic books. We'll be talking about video games. We'll be talking about television. We'll be talking about all those type of things. So, all right, let's get into it. So, how have you guys been affected? Dimitri, how have you been affected by everything?
My gym closed. I'm upset.
So
I hear you on that. Oof.
Other than that, nothing else.
So, Frank, you say you can't really watch WWE right now. Let us know. Give me another comment. Why you can't watch it? Because, like, is your cable out, or are you just, like, disgusted with how WWE's been going? And if that's the case, you definitely want to listen in the 8 o'clock hour, because we're definitely going to be going hard on WWE. So be ready for that. But Jason, how about you? I see that you're not here. So how everything has been affecting you?
Yeah, so I've made the decision to kind of self-quarantine. As difficult as that is, as inconvenient as it might be, I feel like it's the best thing to do right now. My gym also closed. That's been really tough because, again, I work from home. So, you know, if anyone was going to be the least affected by this, it was going to be me because, okay, business as usual, right? You know, I don't have to go into work anyway. I work from home. The gym closing was kind of the first straw. And then, of course, Governor Baker's announcement earlier this week about, you know, the shelter-in-place advisory, saying that, you know, all non-essential businesses should close. So after that, it was like, okay, let's have a talk with the girlfriend. What are we going to do? We decided that we were both going to self-quarantine. So that's, you know, at least for the next 2 weeks. So it's going to be tough. It's definitely a weird adjustment. You know, I'm already kind of gotten used to, like, everything being canceled. Like, there's no sports on, which just is so weird that, like, every night it's like, oh, there's just nothing to watch except WWE, which I won't do, because as Frank just said, he's disgusted with the product. I agree.
Quick question: if there's no sports on, what is ESPN doing?
Showing you old school WrestleManias that sucked ass.
Right? Yeah, they're showing old WrestleManias. How about that?
They don't know what to do with themselves. They're like hating their lives right now.
What about like the sports that never get reported on, like rugby or
I mean,
bowling?
they're
or
probably
ping
off
pong,
too.
or, I don't know.
They're all canceled.
Yeah, they're all canceled.
I mean, there's no sport I don't think that hasn't been postponed or canceled.
Man, ESPN must hate itself right now.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. So, it's been weird. Hopefully, by doing this, by kind of hammering a pause button on everything, that we get past it sooner. That's what I'm hoping for, but it's impossible to tell at this point.
So I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately, because if you look at at least I can just say from Massachusetts wise, if you look at the big huge pamphlet they put out saying what's essential and what's not, basically everything in their mom's essential. Everything's essential. Barely anything's closed. The only thing that's closed and that I can think of is Hot Topic, the malls, stuff like that. Basically everything's open. Liquor stores are open. Food stores are open. Stores that sell food are open.
But the mall itself, Simon Mall, has announced that they'll be closed
for 2
weeks.
Simon Mall's closed. Other than malls, though, everything's basically open. Every food restaurant, if it was actually legit essentials, every store McDonald's, all of them would be closed too. So they're keeping those open.
That's food.
Well, no, I know, but generally they don't. So I think of it as a vicious snowstorm. When there's a massive blizzard, everything closes except gas stations and Stop and Shop. Generally.
Yeah.
But they're legitimately everything's open. You can go get your weed at dispensaries. Legitimately everything's open.
Oh, if the kids are home, you need that.
I'm just saying. I'm just telling you that basically everything's open for the most part. So it's there's people are still going out. I mean, yeah, it's a reduced amount of people, but people are still going out. Just schools and clothing stores and sex stores. There's an Adam and Eve store down the street in Norwood. That's closed. Monster Golf's closed. Other than that, though, everything else is open. All the gas stations are open. All the food places are open. So it's I wish he kind of was just dude, everything's closed. Suck it up and sit home. You know what I mean? But even my place is open. And it's really open. It's not even generally on the weekends they close it down and it's just security in there. But it's legit just open. They just locked the front door. They made it Fort Knox. So I mean, other than that, I feel a lot of things haven't changed unless it's school related, clothes related, or some kind of crazy store. You know what I mean? The Disney store's probably closed or something like that. But I mean, for the most part, a lot of things are open. A lot more things that I would expect to be open are open. So, and
there's a lot of economists and other experts that are saying that's what we actually need to do is just legit close everything. The sort of half measures of, well, we'll close this, but we'll keep all this stuff open is only going to make it drag out even longer.
Exactly. And that's what I think. I think it's going to take a lot longer than we expect. I expect it to go, I think it's going to go to May. It's going to be May, NSYNC, their 20th anniversary of Bye 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 CD. I think it was today or yesterday or something, so it's going to be May. That's what I think. But a couple comments. Frank says, ESPN just brought back ESPN The Ocho. What the F is that? What's The Ocho?
That was that stupid-ass ESPN 8 crap that they tried to do. I forget what year it was, but it was they tried to put a bunch of just fun different kind of content on there that wasn't just straight up Sports Center reruns.
Got it. And then my buddy Mike says Sam's been loving it, thriving off of playing Animal Crossing and World of Warcraft. Shout out to my buddy Sam. She's playing a bunch of games, so good for her. And my buddy Mike, he's a manager at a grocery store, so he's not having a good time. So,
sorry,
but they
buddy.
did get a 10% raise. Mike, did that happen yet? Lay it down in the comments for us. Let us know. Did you get that 10% raise yet?
I hope so.
Is that raise permanent or temporary?
It's probably until this goes down.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as it for me, like legitimately, my life's not changed at all for the most part, because like they affected Pokemon Go to the point where you can play at home, and they're giving you like incense for like 30 incense for one Pokecoin and 100 Pokeballs for one Pokecoin. But I've still been going out because I still go to work every day. So there's like a bunch of stops near my work, so I just hit those, and then when I'm coming home from work, I'll do one loop around and hit all my stops and everything. I mean, the only thing that they've really affected me Pokemon Go wise, and is if you listen to the show and you know me, Pokemon Go is a huge important part of my life, that I can't have tournaments and I can't have raids really for the most part. But they've done a really good job with putting the legendary raid bosses in the Go Battle League. So I've gotten a ton of them recently. So it's almost like I didn't even miss like all those raid hours and stuff because I'm getting a couple of them every day no matter what. Unless I just lose and suck ass, but generally I don't. So my life's kind of been somewhat the same except for the weekend. Like the weekend I just go home and I just sit home and do nothing. Like I feel like I have no friend. Like all my friends like just like left me. I'm like, you suck, dude, or something like that. But that's really like my life. It just feels like there'll be some weeks where like nothing happens and I just stay home the whole weekend. Well, it's just been that 3 weekends in a row. That's all. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon. Granted, I'll tell you this, and this might be a hot take, and I hope I don't offend anybody. I don't think this is as intense as everybody's putting it out to be. And I think that by the end of it, you're going to find out once they have all the more tests and stuff and they do more testing, you're going to see that, yeah, it's more maybe cumulative or whatever. I can't say the word. It gets out there more. But I think that less people are going to die than some of like the bigger viruses. And I just think that it scares people because it's so catchy. And, yeah, that sucks. It sucks for the old people. But I feel like some of the other viruses like swine flu or, some of like the West Nile and all them killed a bunch of people like of all ages, where this is kind of just focusing on our elderly, which stinks and it sucks and I don't want that. But yeah, so that kind of stinks for them. But other than that, like my life's kind of the same. I mean, every day feels normal. Now I'll say this, something that I joked about at work, and I'm really digging this. There's no traffic. There's no traffic at all. I woke up at 6:50 today, and I got to work at 7:30, and I spent 30 minutes in my garage playing Pokemon Go because I didn't have to be in work till 8. So that's pretty crazy. Foxborough to Boston in like 30 minutes, give or take, is pretty crazy. So I hope that like the social distancing keeps going for a little while longer, and people maybe just socially distance on the weekdays, and then on the weekends everybody goes ham and drinks beer and goes nuts. But on the weekdays, why don't you just keep the distance going and stay home so I can get to work quick. He said it
so
went
even when coronavirus is long gone, you still want us to social distance during the week, so that you can have an easier commute?
Yes, yeah. Yep, for the most part.
Okay.
Or at least social distance from like 8 to 4, or like 7 to 5, so I can get home pretty quick.
That's been my favorite part of this whole thing. As much as most of it sucks, like when I first heard about, we need to social distance, I was like, great, works for me. Further apart from more people, good, fine. I'm an expert at that.
Yeah, I mean, so, well, let's get into everything kind of quickly, like how things have been affected. Like I said, Pokemon Go, the raids are still going, but nobody goes out, so you don't really do the raids anymore. They stopped all in-person tournaments, so they allowed people to be able to battle with just being good friends. So just send a person one gift and you're automatically good friends with them, and then you can battle right away instead of waiting 7 days and then a month, so 37 days to battle remotely. So now you can battle remotely with basically anybody you want, so you can have remote leagues with everybody. So the regional tournament that we're hosting in April is going to be a remote league where everybody's remotely going to play from their house, which is interesting and cool at the same time. So that's pretty cool. So Pokemon Go's kind of changed a big way. It's basically letting you play at home. You can just do everything you can you'd normally do, like walking around like a park or a neighborhood from your house, which is cool. And I'm kind of getting used to it, and I'm kind of liking it. But I feel like I'm playing less Pokemon Go now. Because, like, now that I can just play it at home, I'm just kind of like, meh. Because it's like, I'm not used to playing it at home. I'm used to playing at home a little bit. So then I'm like, I'll put on, like, an hour incense, and then I'll be, like, seeing myself, like, turned away, like, going on Facebook or doing something else. Because, like, when I'm outside for Pokemon. So it's like, that's what I'm doing. Now it's kind of like, I'll pop the incense, it's on for an hour, and I'll maybe catch for, like, 20 minutes or something. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like I'm playing it a lot less since I can't go out and play it. So that's something.
I've barely been on Pokemon Go since all this, and I should be on it more, especially since like the GBL. You know, you don't have to. You don't have to do the walking to get in there anymore, but I just haven't.
You don't have to walk, which is another really cool thing. So they've lowered the friendships. You can battle basically anybody you want around the world. The GBL's free to jump into right away. You can do 5 sets every day. They added the legendaries in the GBL, so if you use a pass, 2 wins gets you most of the time a legendary character or another Pokemon. Or if you're doing the non-pass, it's 4 wins. So it's pretty easy to get Cobalion right now with its signature move, Sacred Sword, which is pretty cool. So we got a couple more comments. Mike says, it went into effect this week. It's temporary. Frank says, it makes it hard to do my job with the social distancing. That is tough. It sucks. I feel bad for all the people that can't work right now and are sitting at home. So I'm hoping that all you guys are getting paid if you can't work. It sucks. It really does suck, and I'm sorry about that. But the social distancing for traffic, let's keep that up.
Yeah, it's not right.
So Pokemon's been, I want to say, affected in a positive light, I want to say, in a way. I mean, it sucks. It's not... okay, I should rephrase that. They've done all the right things to keep it in a positive light, where some things aren't necessarily like that. So you have, like, I know, like, comic books. Basically, if you get physical copies like I do, all the stores are shut down. And they're shut down for the time being, at least till the 7th, maybe longer. But the writers and artists are having issues with making the comics, so there's going to be like a lapse in comics coming up soon. So they're saying probably in like, generally they're like a couple months ahead. So right now, you have your March comics. So they're probably they probably have April and May all set. They're like June and July might have issues. Like they're already saying that they're already pushing back comics in July because the July comics would be getting made right now. They're like 2 months ahead or something like that. So comic books are going to be really affected. Hands down, they're going to be affected very much. Video games, if you're a physical buyer like myself, I generally don't buy things online. You can't go to the store anymore because GameStop's not essential any longer. They've been shut down. Granted, I thought they were kind of dicks for saying they were essential, but in a way, like, they were doing a good deed.
No, that was so scummy of GameStop. Did you hear, like, they gave all their employees, like, this piece of paper, and it's like, if a cop comes into your store and says you have to close, like, this is what you have to read to them.
I saw
and
that,
it's all about how, like, they were essential or something.
I mean,
like,
my job did that. My job printed out a
so
thing saying that we have to give this, like, if a cop pulls us over, like... But, I mean, for the most part, if a cop ever pulls you over, okay, and if there's any cops listening, like, comment, let me know. Like, if someone pulls me over, I'm going to be like, I'm going to the store. What, is he going to follow me to the store? Follow me to the store then. You know what I mean? Like, for the most part, like, you could make up a lie and say you're going somewhere else. Or, like, you're going to work. Like, how do they know you're not essential? You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, not saying go outside and go gallivant around and have fun. I'm not saying that at all.
Aww.
I'm just saying, like, because if that was the case, I'd be out playing Pokemon Go all the time. But it's just like, how do they really know? You know what I mean? Like, there's really not, they really can't, unless they follow you or something. Like, how do they know that you're not going to the store, or you're not going to, like, CVS for medicine, or you're not going to the liquor store for some beer? You know what I mean? So it's just like, legitimately, like you can say anything at this point. Like, I'm going to Taco Bell for a triple Lupa. I'm going to, Wines and More for, some beer. Like, what are they gonna say to you? Don't get that beer, dude. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like there's not enough like lockdown, I feel. So Pokemon Go is affected at least until.
That's true, but
What are you gonna say?
no, I'm just saying, like, yeah, that's true. There is no, I mean, especially like here in Massachusetts, it's not a legal like lockdown of any kind.
Where I feel like most of the other places are. You know,
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked
Yeah.
that they didn't like
Princess
legally
Yes.
make us. So Pokemon Go is affected. Comic books are definitely negatively affected. Video games. What do you think, Jason? How do you think we're gonna see video games kind of getting postponed or pushed back?
My hope is no, but I feel like because of, physical stores not being able to do their business, I feel like if you have a game that's scheduled to come out during this whole thing, you might push it back. I think anything that is going to come out like either this month or within the next 2 weeks is still going to come out. So like I don't think Resident Evil is going to get pushed or any of that kind of that stuff. But if you had a game that's coming out like maybe late April, you might push it back now. If you wanted to give yourself some more time, if you're worried that by late April this is still going on, sure, I could see that. But I don't know. I feel like so many people now have gone digital that it's almost like the whole GameStop thing, it more just kind of made people go, well, who still goes to GameStop? Like who's still buying their games that way? And sure, there's still a lot of people who do, but I don't know. I think anything that's coming out either right now, as in like in the next 2 weeks, or much later this year, they won't get pushed back. It might be the stuff that's like in between. The stuff that's coming out in like April might get pushed back.
So I would think that they would want to, like Resident Evil would want to push back because they're going to lose those people that would go to the store that did, pre-order it and stuff like that. They're not going to get those games yet. So like,
Yeah.
If they're trying to like, make like a big selling for the first weekend or whatever, or the first month, they're probably going to have a big dip in numbers until, maybe end of April, early May or something like that.
Now,
So-
the flip to that argument, though, is if you do have a lot of people who are either self-quarantining or who are forced to stay home because of a state order, they're going to be sitting there going, well, okay, I was going to buy a physical copy, but now I want a digital copy, so let's go. Don't push it back. I'm sitting at home with nothing to do. Let me have my video game. So
That's true. That is true. But what if like they already paid for it? Like, I don't know. They bought it and they just put everything down and was like, I'll get it when it comes out.
yeah,
then
I mean,
there's-
it would suck for those people for sure.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I could see the fear of things being pushed back. I could definitely see that. So, I mean, it seems like video games maybe aren't necessarily that affected. I think Animal Crossing, I think that was one of the main things of why GameStop stayed open, because they knew like so many people would come to get the Animal Crossing. And a lot of people that I see, they waited to buy a Switch for the Animal Crossing Switch. Or they got rid of their old Switch and bought the new Switch because they were such big fans of Animal Crossing. So I think that definitely gave GameStop a big boost, and that was necessarily like worth them being scumbags, like for them at least, to make all that money. They definitely made a ton of money off all those systems and all that stuff. So
Well, they did. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they had to sell their soul a little bit to do it, but yeah, they will make money. Yep.
And so I guess video games aren't affected a ton.
Yeah.
Television's even getting affected. Today, The Walking Dead announced that the season finale, which they were just about to film, they're getting ready to film it now, can't be filmed because they don't want to like film it. They don't want to get near each other. So they aren't going to film it until after everything's done, so you probably won't get it till later in the year. So the show's going to end with the 15th episode, and then the 16th episode that would normally have been the season finale is going to come whenever they can film it. So if you can film at the end of April, then you might get it in May, or some. I don't know how long it takes to edit one episode, but I'm assuming it shouldn't take that long. But
Yeah.
that's even getting affected. So how many shows are going to start getting affected now? How many shows that kind of like, they something like The Flash and all them, like they record for a little bit, then they take a break, then they come back, record a little bit, and they're kind of like they're at it the whole year almost, or most of the year. Are they going to get affected? Shows like that, like some of those CW shows, are they going to get affected? Like, it's, it seems like television is starting to get affected with some of the things that are happening.
Yeah. I mean, not that this genre of television is really either of our cup of tea, but like reality TV,
Yeah.
that's going to get affected big time because they like to do sort of live stuff as well.
Yeah.
And forget it, they're not going to be able to do it.
Can they test like all the people and just lock them in a house? Like if they're all corona free, could they just lock them in the house for like the month or whatever? Like I don't know how long the show goes for, but like I would think that they would do something like that. No, like The Bachelorette or those shows that you like live stream. Like, could you see them keeping them like in the house?
No, because especially a show like The Bachelorette, they like to do like destination type episodes where they travel all around the world. So it wouldn't work with them all cooped up in a mansion. And it's not just the contestants. You got to test all the producers, the camera people, the sound engineers, like, all of them. So they're just like, nah, we're just going to put it off.
So that's interesting that you said that, and we'll definitely touch upon that when we get to wrestling. Because there's so many moving parts in wrestling, and they're continually going. They're moving on. They're like a tumbleweed blowing in the wind. But as Mike just said in the chat, he says new movies at theaters or new movies supposed to be coming out. So that's actually going to be our last bit of like conversation before we take a break. So I was thinking about it. I was sitting at home and I was like, oh man, like there's so many movies that I want to see that are getting affected. Like, what's going to happen? And I saw Onward in theaters, and I really enjoyed it. And now Onward is on demand now. So Disney decided to just put it out there for everybody. So now you can buy it on demand or however on demand works. I don't know. I don't buy movies on demand. So I'm assuming it's just like you pay like $6 or $7 to rent it, or you spend like 20 or something bucks to buy it or something like that.
It's probably closer to like $15 to $20. Yeah.
To like just buy it.
Yeah.
But you can do like a one-time rent, right? Like for like $6 or $7 or something like that.
Yeah. Now in this case, I'm not sure how it works because it's a brand new movie,
right?
So they might
just
even more
jack
just
it up for
rental.
yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, that's really cool of Disney. And then DreamWorks put out the Troll movie early. It's supposed to be coming out like the end of March or beginning of April, and they're putting that out on demand and for home cinema and stuff like that. So then it gave me this like, theory here, like, what do we think movies should do? Should movies push their dates back, or should they put their movies on demand for us to watch at home? Like, what do you think is better for the movies, Jason? Like, in your opinion, what do you think would be more lucrative for the film industry, to push their movies back, or to give them us a little earlier or right away?
I think it's more lucrative for them to give it to us right away on some sort of streaming on-demand service, whether it's like I think it's Universal did it, where they essentially just said, you can just go to our website and put in a payment of, I think it's like $15.99, and you can watch our newest movie. And especially now with people all cooped up with nothing to do, some people are home from work, some people are working from home, like people have more time on their hands. Like, why wouldn't you take advantage of that? You're going to have more of an audience anyway. It's not like people are, like that they have a lot to do right now. A lot of people are just sitting at home. So put it on some sort of on-demand service, make it easily accessible. Do what Universal did. Just say, go to this URL, pay the $20, and you can watch it in HD right there. Like, especially in this country, most people have access to, a smart TV or, something where they can still basically get the theater experience just from their own living room. So I'd say put them out now. Like, why push them back and bank on getting the same amount of people to go to the theater? Especially since, like, even after this all passes,
I think
who's
people
to
are going to
say
be.
that you're going to get the same floods of people that want to go and sit in a crowded theater? Like, there's still going to be a lot of people who say, no, I'm still not ready. I'm not going to go out. So you might as well take advantage of everyone being home right now, put it on some sort of on-demand service, and then charge people that way.
I think people are going to be so freaked out, or a good amount of people are going to be so freaked out that I think movies are still going to take a hit. I don't think you're going to see movies kind of coming back until the fall. I think the
Yeah.
summertime is going to be the time where people kind of like, like you think of like a little woodland animal, like when they're hibernating, and like the little rabbit pops out the hole and it looks around, or the gopher or all that. Like, I'm thinking of like Bambi, or like when it shows them like the spring's coming and they're popping out and they're like, I feel like that's going to be people in the summer. They're going to be like, whoa, what's going on? And then,
Yeah.
that's good. They're going to start going out drinking and maybe going to eat and stuff like that. And then they're slowly going to start going to concerts. And I think movies are going to take it. I think your hardcore moviegoers are going to go see some movies. But then you got to figure this out too. They've pushed back so many movies that like the month of May is not going to have any movies. So like even if you want to go to a movie, like say everything's cleared up in May, you're not going to be able to see a movie in May because everything got pushed back. They pushed back Black Widow. They pushed back something that really pissed me off too was Warner Brothers was toying with putting out Wonder Woman 1984 on demand, just putting it out there, being like we're going to put it out like a little bit early and just give it to everybody while they're quarantined at home. And then they were like, yeah, fat chance, suck it. Like, we want to make this money. It's just like, so that to me gave me like a bad taste in my mouth. And that was kind of like the main reason of why I wanted to have this discussion is because I'm not big on the whole DC movie genre right now. But if they put Wonder Woman on there, I probably would have paid the money and watched it myself. Even though I don't watch the movie, I would have did it. They would have got my money.
Yeah.
They might not get my money when it comes to theaters. So they had their chance to pull me in and wow me and maybe, get me to think like, wow, DC's up there. You know what I mean? Like, but now I don't know. Like, I just think that it's kind of like in poor taste that they didn't put it out. Now, I get movies that are like, filming now or would be filming now to stop filming and all the sure. I understand all that and push, so they have to push the date back even more like later on. That's fine, I guess, because you can't give us a movie at home if it's not filmed anyways. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean,
what were you gonna say?
I feel exactly the same way about the James Bond movie. Like if they pushed that back to November, right? I think it's November 13th. It's supposed to come out here now. If they put that on some sort of on-demand service for $19.99 right now, I'd be watching that tonight.
Right.
Like I don't know if I'm going to go to the theater in November and watch it.
Exactly. Yeah. There's some movies that like I probably wouldn't go see, but I would see if they put it on for me now. So it's just like I think that it's kind of hurting them a little bit. I also think they're getting a little bit too insane. Like the fact that the whole for example, like the Fast and the Furious movie, they pushed it back a whole year. It's just like, okay, dude, like relax. Like, come on, it's not that crazy. Like, you don't want to get John Cena infected, but yet he's gonna go attitude adjustment Bray Wyatt in a couple weeks. Like he's getting all sweat all over him. Like he can't get a little sweat from the cars and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think some things are going a little bit too overboard. Dimitri, how do you feel about the whole movie thing? Do you think they should put them out? Do you think it's smart? Like you're kind of like more business savvy than I'd say we are. Like, what do you think?
I mean, obviously nobody's going to the movies in the next month or two.
I'd say probably the next 3. I don't think you'll get people in movies until like June, maybe July.
Yeah, I mean the summer blockbusters is when most movies are supposed to hit in the summer because most people go to the movies.
But most of them got pushed back to like August or like September.
So that could be because the editors or the people working behind the scenes are stuck at home, so they're not able to put the movie out. That might not be necessarily for the people that like the viewers.
Right.
Depending on the movie, you don't know. Like I know James Bond got pushed back, like you said, Jason. Some of these movies got pushed back a lot because they didn't want to compete with other movies either. So it depends on the studio. It depends on the movie.
But how do you feel about it? Like, do you feel they should be brought out? Like, what do you think?
I mean, unless a movie is super like coming out next week, I don't think there's any point in putting them on demand. I'm okay with a movie, being pushed back 6 months or something. It's not a big deal. But I'm also not like a huge moviegoer, so it doesn't really affect me too much. There's no movies in the near future that I want to see, or even the far future that I can think of that I want to go to theaters and see. Actually, no, I'm sorry, scratch that. But it's not for a while. That John Wick and Matrix 4 day.
Oh yeah.
Where both movies are coming out on the same day, but that's not for like a year and a half. So.
Yeah.
Just I feel like so many movies were pushed back. Like the Fast and Furious was pushed back like a year, which is insane. A Quiet Place 2 was supposed to come out like in a week. That got pushed back. So many movies got pushed back, and I'm just like, why not put A Quiet Place 2 out? Like, it's done. It's basically was going to come out. Like, why not give it to us? Hook us up. Like, I guarantee you more people. Like, if they put A Quiet Place 2 out on demand, I would go out, watch A Quiet Place 1, and then buy Quiet Place 2. Just because I'd be like, wow, they're so cool. Like, thank you for doing that for me. Like, Wonder Woman was pushed back. Like you said, James Bond. Black Widow got pushed back. The Matrix 4 got pushed back. So definitely.
Did it? Aw.
Then John Wick 4 is probably pushed back. Mission Impossible, Batman also got pushed back. It's just like, it's a lot. Like, there's so many movies getting pushed back. And I think it's more so not because they're being greedy. Well, they are being greedy. It is greedy. It is greed. Like, I think that they think that pushing it back is going to get more people to watch it. And I hope it doesn't.
Well, not necessarily that. It could be, because a movie set has a lot of people in one place.
Sure.
So.
Sure. But I feel like a lot of these movies, like, for example, I know Black Widow got pushed back. It's basically done. Or for the most part, they're probably just editing it now. They could have one dude hunkered down in an office. Like, if I can go to work to watch people, like, go to make investments, this dude could go to a place and, clean the whole place down and edit a movie. You know what I mean? If it's just in the editing phase, they could totally have, like, 2 or 3 people editing the movie in, like, far off cubicles. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Black Widow couldn't come out in May? No, because they want to push it back because they feel nobody's going to go to the movies in May because they're going to be too afraid to go out.
That's probably true, though. So, I mean,
right.
Push it back a little bit just to make sure you have a fair chance of getting a decent amount of money.
Put it on demand and everyone will buy it. That's what I think. I think they're just being too greedy right now.
I think more people would go to the movies than get it on demand.
Do you? Interesting. Because I definitely don't.
If you compare the amount of people that would get it on demand right now to people that would go to the movies in a normal time without any of this going on, I think more people would go to the movies than get it on demand.
Maybe. I don't know. Anybody listening right now, give us a comment on the chat. Like, let us know. Are you liable to watch more of a movie if it's on demand right now, or would you rather wait to see it in the theater? Like, what would you guys want? Like, let us know. Because I know there's certain movies, like, I wouldn't watch, well, I don't even know if I'd watch James Bond if it was on demand. But there's certain movies that I probably wouldn't go out to see. Like Wonder Woman for sure. I might see it in theaters. I might not. But I definitely would have got it. I would have been like, wow, they're that cool. Like, they're putting it out there for all of us to see. Like, I'll check Wonder Woman out. And I think there's certain movies that I would. Like Black Widow, I'm probably going to see no matter what. So if they push it back, yeah, I'll see it later or whatever. Like, but I don't know. I think that they should put a lot more movies on demand. And I think that the theaters, the film companies that are doing it, like, I give them a lot of credit, kind of like the whole Sonic thing. Like, in a lot of movies, too, that would have came out later on DVD or like Sonic's already on, you can watch it on.
Yeah. Oh, a bunch of movies are, like some movies that came out in theaters like a month ago are on.
Yeah. Well, Onward came out like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Onward, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's on there. And I just think that's really good taste. Like, I think that that's what they should do, like, put all these movies out. And I don't know. I feel like that's what I would do. If I was my decision, I would have put the movie out.
Well, I mean, what else are they going to do? Everybody's stuck at home, so in order for them to make any money, to have them even have a chance of making money, they have to put it on demand.
Right, but I'm saying, like, instead of pushing it back, like, months and months on end, like, I would have put it out. Like, if the movie's basically done, I would have put it out. Like, Wonder Woman should have been put out. They should have put it out. They're just Warner Brothers just being greedy bastards. Like, give me Wonder Woman. Let me get it. Like, I'm probably gonna boycott it now. Like, F Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I mean malls are closed anyway. At least you can see a superhero fight in one.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like the whole movie thing, and I feel definitely movies are affected the most out of everything, out of Pokemon Go, out of comic books, out of television. Movies are definitely affected the most so far, and besides sports, sports basically.
Stock market.
Yeah,
Sports got-
I mean the stock market just keeps going down, but then it shoots up. I mean like the stock market's always so crazy. I feel like until the stock market gets like shut down, it's not really affected.
There could be a bad thunderstorm and the stock market will crash.
Yeah, like that happens all the time. Like my job is basically like I work for State Street. Like I do security for them. So like they control like 20% of the world's money. So they do like investments and all that stuff. So they have like people coming in to make the investments or work with other countries and stuff like that. So it's like a huge like thing. Like people have to come in to work still and like make these investments or make these trades or make these whatever. I can't think of all like the things that they do money wise, but they do so many things. I mean, a bunch of them did. Majority of them are working at home. Like the less probably like important people are kind of like chilling at work right now. But hey, I mean, but if the stock market closed, like what would they do? They wouldn't do nothing. You know what I mean? Like the stock market's still staying open, so it's like I don't know. I feel like some of these movies should have hooked us up. That's all. That's just how I feel. So
I'm with you. Yeah.
yeah, I think they would have had a lot more audiences for certain movies if they put them out there. So
Oh, definitely.
like Mulan, I wouldn't see Mulan if you like bought me the ticket.
But you're not the demographic. There's a bunch of people that are the demographic.
Sure. But once you took Mushu out of it, you have no dragon in the movie. I'm all set. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
And then like there's gonna be no singing. Like I can't get I'll make a man out of you. Like I'm good. Like but if they put it on demand and I was really bored, I might have watched it. It might have got a couple bucks out of me to watch it, and I might have watched it and then tore it up on the show. So it's like. It's like I might have watched it, but you wouldn't catch me dead watching it in the theater. So it's like stuff like that. Like there's certain movies that I think they possibly could have like turned the tide and got me to watch, but I'm not gonna watch now because like, they're being greedy. But that's just how I feel. So we're gonna take a short break and then we'll be back to talk wrestling. Wrestling's been affected probably the most of all out of everything right now, out of all media by the coronavirus. So we're going to talk about what's going on with wrestling, who's done a good job in wrestling, who's done a bad job, what's been going on, and kind of a little bit of what our expectations are for WrestleMania coming up, because spoiler alert, it's still going on and it's 2 freaking days.
Yep.
So what we expect from WrestleMania, what we expect from all the other companies and stuff like that. So stay tuned if you're a WrestleHead, if you're a wrestling fan, because it's going to get hot and heavy in here. So stay tuned.
You don't need a new computer, you need Phoenix Technology Support. With just one call to Phoenix Technology Support, you will never have to stress over the hassles of taking your computer to a repair shop again. Just leave your computer right where it is and let us come directly to you. Phoenix Technology Support has over 10 years of experience in the industry of customer support and IT solutions, and it's the best place for help with all of your home or business electronics. From gaming systems to tablet setups, smartphones to smart TVs, even business servers and emails. We will help set up or troubleshoot almost any technology in your home or office. So next time you think your technology is at the end of its life, have it rise from the ashes like a phoenix by calling Phoenix Technology Support at 617-658-3240. That's 617-658-3240, or go to www.phoenixtechboston.com.
Have you always wanted to make your own podcast? Or had dreams of becoming the next social media influencer? Don't let office space and equipment be what gets between you and your dreams. New studio space is now available through the Go Network. The Go Network is a multimedia broadcast company that currently hosts live radio shows and podcasts. With microphones to fit all guests, the ability to video record interviews, a stage for band performances, and an editing suite to put your audio and video content to the next level. The Go Network will provide assistance with producing, editing, sponsorship outreach, marketing, and more. You can create the podcast or web series you want with the lower price tag. Visit our studio location in Norwood or our audio suite in Canton. For more information, call us at 857-445-0424 or email us at info@gonet.com. That's info@geauxnet.com. Aren't you tired of your plain white walls? Do you ever wonder why you feel uninspired at the office or feel like your home lacks character? It's always the same boring walls over and over again. Well, it's time for a change. Visit waldecor3d.com and order wall panels that will turn your walls into beautiful and extravagant looking accent walls. The 3D wall panels give an extra dimension and complement just about any room. Their current selection includes plant fiber wall paneling, MDF wood wall panels, mosaic real wood paneling, and thin slate stone veneer. Remember, that's waldecor3d.com. Order now and add some depth to your life.
Hey Dan, you're a gamer. What is the comfort level of where you are playing?
Comfort does not exist in the gaming world. After several hours, you push through the pain.
You need Edge.
Edge?
Extended duration gaming equipment. Do you like your headset?
Let me guess. I have to drop hundreds of dollars for the newest, most comfortable headset.
No, sir. Keep your headset and let Edge make it better. Add a soft top made from 100% plush sheepskin wool to eliminate top of the head pressure.
So I can keep my lucky headset?
Keep them and your backups, but let Edge give them an upgrade. What about the seating arrangements?
At a tournament, you get a metal folding chair, which is great if I want to knock out a professional wrestler. Terrible if I have to sit in it for hours at a time.
Just like Edge upgraded your headset, now they're going to upgrade your chair with Soft Seat. No more fidgeting around trying to get comfortable, no more pain in your back, shoulders, and butt. Turn any chair into a comfortable gaming station. Go to edgeprogaming.com, type in the code GONETWORK, and receive discounts on your entire purchase. Take your gaming to the edge. When I'm feeling sluggish, I'm not looking for the jittery feeling of coffee. I'm reaching for Neurosonic, the only energy drink I trust to keep me going. Neurosonic is just one of the great drinks in the Neurofunctioning Beverages line. When I'm stressing an interview, Neuro Bliss keeps me cool, calm, and collected. And when it's time to call it a night, I don't want sleeping pills and all the crazy after effects you hear about. I want Neuro Sleep to help me drift off to dreamland. Neuro drinks are surprisingly low calorie and full of the healthiest and most efficacious vitamins and minerals. Artificial flavors and colors don't work for them, and neither should they for you, so they don't allow them in their drinks. To find a store near you that carries Neuro, go to drinkneuro.com or visit amazon.com to order a 12-pack. Neuro, drink with a purpose.
If you're just hearing about Monk Therapeutic Air for the first time, it's a recyclable diffuser that promotes mood change and life-enhancing effects through our custom blends of essential oils and the ancient practice of aromatherapy. Monk is the simplest aromatherapy device in history. You don't have to know anything about essential oils. We do all that for you. Simply pick the way you want to feel, open your Monk, and breathe in as your Monk diffuses an eclectic blend of essential oils and wild plant extracts. Monk is available in 7 different blends, all of which are organic, natural, and free of nicotine, tobacco, or artificial chemicals. Visit monq.com to learn more.
Are you in need of stickers, be it for personal or business use? Then you need to go to stickeru.com right now. That's stickeryou.com. Sticker U is passionate about providing you and your business with the highest quality custom stickers, labels, decals, and iron-ons. They can even make you temporary tattoos. If you want to stick out from the competition, then you need Sticker U, as Sticker U provides the best platform in the world to create custom products that make you stick.
In a world filled with many distractions, would it be incredible to find a way to get lost in your own choosing? Do you love to hear crisp audio from your favorite podcasts? Have you ever felt like the soundtrack to a movie or video game would sound greater if there was a better way to deliver sound? Bear Dynamic closed-back studio headphones are a perfect tool for any sound enthusiast. Plug in your Bear Dynamic headphones and go on an audio escape. The Bear Dynamic DT770 Pro headphones are a favorite amongst music producers, sound engineers, and broadcasters all over the world. If you're not prepared to compromise on studio sound, visit www.beardynamic.com. That's www.beardynamic.com and get your own pair now. Whether for home or on the go, it is the right product for every need.
Bedford report a break-in and theft at the town zoo last night.
After a night of partying,
Two assailants made away with a box
you'll
of
have to
fruit,
live with the
corn
decisions
dogs,
you
and
make.
Get this, a 900-pound adult horse.
But you don't have to live with a hangover. Last round, natural hangover support. Wake up feeling so good, it's like last night never happened.
Has your computer seen better days? Is it always freezing and lagging? Are you constantly plagued with pop-ups and viruses? Are you not able to get any work done? You don't need a new computer, you need Phoenix Technology Support. With just one call to Phoenix Technology Support, you will never have to stress over the hassles of taking your computer to a repair shop again. Just leave your computer right where it is and let us come directly to you. Phoenix Technology Support has over 10 years of experience in the industry of customer support and IT solutions, and it's the best place for help with all of your home or business electronics. From gaming systems to tablet setups, smartphones to smart TVs, even business servers and emails. We will help set up or troubleshoot almost any technology in your home or office. So next time you think your technology is at the end of its life, have it rise from the ashes like a phoenix by calling Phoenix Technology Support at 617-658-3240. That's 617-658-3240, or go to www.phoenixtechboston.com.
Do you love delicious high-protein snacks? Do you love low sodium? Then you're going to love Skrizzly Adams Beef Jerky. My signature brand of beef jerky has the lowest sodium in the entire marketplace and completely destroys all its competitors in the taste department. Order now at SkrizzlyAdamsBeefJerky.com. That's SkrizzlyAdams beefjerky.com. This is American recording artist Skrizzly Adams, and I guarantee you're gonna love my meat.
These are the sounds of someone taking their eyes off the road. Texting while driving is more than distracting. It's dangerous. Do us all a favor. When you're on the road, stay off the phone. A message from CTIA, America's wireless companies, and the National Safety Council.
I'm going to the hardware store.
Oh, will you pick up 800 lumen bulbs?
800 more flowers? The neighbors will think we're wacky.
Not flower bulbs, light bulbs.
Come on, Dad. Lumens tell you how bright the bulb is. We can replace our 60-watt bulbs with energy-saving bulbs that give off about 800 lumens.
So, we'll save money.
Right.
Got it. 800 lumens and more savings.
Lumens, the new way to shop for light. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
So, as we've been the whole show has been kind of about the whole virus situation, the COVID-19, which, makes me think of that's a COVID-19. I don't know. That's how I think about it. So, the Come On Irene song. So we've been talking about everything affected by what's going on with this whole pandemic. And the thing that's been affected probably the most out of anything, beside probably, the major sports, is wrestling. Wrestling has been affected so much in the past couple weeks that it's almost completely changed the landscape of wrestling. So I figured we would talk all about wrestling, all what's going on. So for the first half of the conversation, it's going to be kind of how WWE and AEW is handling the situation. They're handling it kind of differently. And then we'll kind of get into WrestleMania for like the last half of the conversation because it's probably not going to be great.
No.
So, yeah.
Not so much.
So, as you know, everybody wants everybody to stay away from each other and, you know, have that 6 foot distance from each other. You can't really do that when wrestling's involved, can you? You can't have a 6 foot match. That'd be kind of hard. So what they've done is they've not allowed the fans to come in and watch the show. Kind of like how some soccer matches were doing it. Premier League, I think, did that for a bit. Like, there were no fans in the audience. And I know some, like, the Australian sports did that, too, where there was, like, no fan in the audience. So that's what wrestling decided to do.
in your own choosing? Do you love to hear crisp audio from your favorite podcasts? Have you ever felt like the soundtrack to a movie or video game would sound greater if there was a better way to deliver sound? Beyerdynamic closed-back studio headphones are a perfect tool for any sound enthusiast. Plug in your Beyerdynamic headphones and go on an audio escape. The Beyerdynamic DT770 Pro headphones are a favorite amongst music producers, sound engineers, and broadcasters all over the world. If you're not prepared to compromise on studio sound, visit www.beyerdynamic.com. That's www.beyerdynamic.com and get your own pair now. Whether for home or on the go, it is the right product for every need.
If you're just hearing about Monk Therapeutic Air for the first time, it's a recyclable diffuser that promotes mood change and life-enhancing effects through our custom blends of essential oils in the ancient practice of aromatherapy. Monk is the simplest aromatherapy device in history. You don't have to know anything about essential oils. We do all that for you. Simply pick the way you want to feel, open your Monk, and breathe in as your Monk diffuses an eclectic blend of essential oils and wild plant extracts. Monk is available in 7 different blends, all of which are organic, natural, and free of nicotine, tobacco, or artificial chemicals. Visit monq.com to learn more.
When I'm feeling sluggish, I'm not looking for the jittery feeling of coffee. I'm reaching for Neurosonic, the only energy